A proud graduate of the Rafael Nadal Academy, the 20-year-old first shot to fame back in March, as she brushed aside stars like Jelena Ostapenko, Madison Keys, and Iga Swiatek to reach the semi-finals of the Miami Open. This helped her gain qualification for Roland Garros, marking her maiden appearance in the main draw of a Grand Slam. Now poised to make her debut at Wimbledon in the coming days too, it has been a whirlwind few months for Eala. Her preparation for the latest major could arguably not have been better. It's unlikely that Eala will have played a great deal of grass-court tennis in her youth, given her upbringing in both the Philippines and later Nadal's academy. However, her recent performance in Eastbourne would not have supported such a claim, as she strolled to yesterday's final with minimal fuss. She faced a little pushback from Ostapenko, and again from Varvara Gracheva, but in the end, she set up a youthful final showdown with Maya Joint, another budding star of the WTA, and in what was a blockbuster clash. It was the Aussie who came out on top in what was Eala's first ever WTA final. She took to Instagram to post an emotional message after the match, already looking ahead to Wimbledon as she touches upon, Eala does in fact have a date with Wimbledon's famed centre court. After all, with the draw having emerged on Saturday, the Filipino superstar was pitted against the defending champion Barbora Krejcikova. Marks a stern opening round test, but certainly a winnable one given the 29-year-old has suffered with a lack of form and fitness across the last year. In fact, it's indicative that the two-time Grand Slam champion actually retired from her most recent tournament, also in Eastbourne. This youngster has a keen opportunity to dethrone the defending champion in the very first round, and will enter the All-England club brimming with confidence. Especially given that Eala has beaten plenty of top players in Miami just months ago. Swiatek, who is yet to win Wimbledon, spoke to the media ahead of her first-round match against Polina Kudermetova. During a Wimbledon press conference before her first-round match, the four-time French Open champion took aim at the WTA, bemoaning a decision that doesn't make sense. It's tough, but it's not impossible to think that this bright starlet could cause an early upset. It doesn't make sense for us to play over 20 tournaments a year. Sometimes we have to sacrifice a tournament in our country because we have to keep fighting for certain WTA 500 events to avoid a ranking drop to zero. These obligations and rules with specific tournaments put pressure on us. I think people would still watch tennis even if we played fewer tournaments. This would help us be more consistent later on. It's a challenge. Tennis is a tough sport. Every week you start from scratch, but it's important to remember that tennis is not your whole life. You need to put it in perspective and be proud of what you do, even when you don't win. This is not the first time Swiatek has complained about the WTA Tour scheduling in her first ever appearance at Wimbledon.